Tonight, we are one step closer to finalizing the jury in the trial of Dr. William Husel.
The former Mount Carmel doctor is accused of fatally overdosing a dozen patients with fentanyl. Several potential jurors were eliminated today from this proceedings. 10 investigative reporter Bennett Haverly live tracking the process quite closely today. He joins us live with an update from the courthouse. And Bennett, what unfolded today there?
Well, good evening, Andrew and Yolanda. The pool is actually shrinking. What began yesterday with more than 60 potential jurors has shrunk down now to 40 or more. And now we learned just late this afternoon that as early as tomorrow morning, they could start the process, both the prosecution and defense could start that process of eliminating some of the jurors that they would want to see on the final panel that would sit on this case. The 12 jurors and 6 alternates who would ultimately hear this case. The prosecution concluded their questions of jurors earlier this afternoon, asking them a range of things, namely, could they remain impartial and provide a fair trial, but also questions about mortality, about end-of-life care, and about their familiarity with things like the drug fentanyl, which is central to this case. At one point, Assistant Prosecutor David Zion likened this case to euthanasia or mercy killings, talking about a veterinarian having compassion for an animal, but also knowing that the drugs he was giving could potentially end that animal's life. That drew a swift rebuttal from Husel's legal defense team, who has said repeatedly that is not what this case is about. It's about a physician providing comfort care. At one point during this afternoon's proceedings, Jose Baez had Dr. Husel stand up and said, "Stand up, William," and said this case has his life on the line. Well, it's not a death penalty case by any means, but he's referring to the impact that this case could have on Dr. William Husel's life. I want to read you a quote from Jose Baez, who said, quote, "We believe the evidence through the life of this case will show that Dr. Husel's intent was always to give comfort care, to allow these patients to pass with dignity and compassion, that their last moments on earth were not going to be ones of torture."